back to News and Views in the afternoon. I'm your host, Joey Clark. Eddie Bader riding shotgun. And as promised, we have here over the live stream, now streaming live on Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, all over the place, folks, the senior U.S. Senator for the great state of Alabama, Coach Tommy Tuberville, join us. Coach, how are you today, sir? Excuse me. Good to hear from you.
You didn't have to dress up today for me. I know you knew I was going to be on. You didn't have to dress up for me. Hey, you got your own show in the afternoon now.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, good.
Well, and I wore my best T-shirt for you, yes, sir. I'm trying to live up to the august body that is the Senate.
Yeah. Hey, I was in Montgomery yesterday. I met with the Chamber of Commerce, went out and saw the new, what they call it, Whitewater.
Yeah, we're hearing a lot of great things about it. Yeah.
We're looking to help with infrastructure there on the interstate coming off the bridge, coming on 65 south, and we got to do a lot of things to enhance Montgomery. That's our state capital, and we've got to do more and more for Montgomery, and we got to have some cooperation from obviously the mayor and the Chamber of Commerce, City Council. I've met twice now in the last 3 months, and we got a plan. They've got a very good plan, but Whitewater is a good start. But we need to do everything we possibly can to enhance Maxville and the Air Force National Guard there in terms of keeping the F-35s coming to Montgomery. A lot of good things going on, though.
Well, and I love to hear that because I know Huntsville's blowing and going. Mobile is doing great with that port expansion. With this middle part of the state, we got to keep at it and compete with the rest of everybody else. I know you're looking out for the entire state, though. And that said, of course, you've been all over the national news. Several months into this hold on flag officer promotions, and I appreciate your stand. And I know it's been reported you've had cordial conversations with Defense Secretary Lloyd Austin. How do you think this ends? Where are we at with this hold against this abortion policy pushed by the Pentagon?
Well, first of all, thanks for the article that you wrote in 1819. It's very good. If you hadn't, those of you who listen hadn't read it, you need to read it. It's very spot on. But I'm not looking for headlines. I don't need those. Joe, I've had enough TV and radio and headlines in my lifetime. I'm here to help the citizens and the taxpayers of Alabama and this country. And this was something I wanted to stand up against because it's legislating from the White House and the Pentagon. I'm not going to stand for that. If we let this go by, they'll be telling us how many days we can go to church a month. They actually want to control everything that we do and how they do it. This was law voted on by Joe Biden in 1985, but he's changing this law by memo. I'm not going to allow that. And my resolve is stronger now than it was 6 months ago when I started this. I've had overwhelming support from the state, from all over the country. Now, obviously, I've had some negative, but that's part of it. 60% of the country, George, 60%, independent, Democrat, and Republican, do not want taxpayer money to go to anything to do with abortion. And so they're doing this on their own, or they're trying to, but they've run into a stone wall here, and I'll catch heck this week. This is the last week we go and we're out for the month of August because that's the month we normally take off for vacation and working in state and all that. So I'm prepared for a tidal wave, but bring it on. I'm here to listen because I want to listen to them, but there's been nobody, zero from the White House and Pentagon that's come over with any other type of plan to make this work out.
Well, and I really appreciate your stand. Our first guest of the day was Judge Andrew Napolitano, and from a constitutional perspective, he wanted me to tell you thank you for what you're doing. We got to get back to reining in this bureaucracy that kind of acts. I thought y'all in the Senate and the House were the legislative branch, not this administrative state.
Well, you remember how hard I ran for 2 years to have this job every day for 2 years, telling people why I wanted to do it. And then I come up here, and then the White House says, no, we're going to do this on our own. Whoa, wait a minute. The Pentagon did not run for office. They are bureaucrats. They are non-elected, and the American citizens need to have a say. And so just move this policy back, move it to what it was, and then send over what you want to vote on. And if it passes, it passes. If it doesn't, we stick to what it is. That's the only way I'm gonna let them out of this mess.
Again, folks, we're talking to Coach Tommy Tuberville. And now I believe you have it's a big announcement today, the work you've been doing with Senator Manchin there of West Virginia on name, image, and likeness standards that'll be nationwide. Can you tell us a little about that?
Well, it's a like our country is in trouble, college sports is in trouble, Joy. The Supreme Court said that these young men and women could make money off their name, image, and likeness, and I'm fine with that. I think it's good. If you want to make money off your name, that's fine. But they didn't say you could use it in recruiting, use it to induce players to come to a school. It's really been overrun by coaches, but they've taken the ball and ran with it. I've never been a fan of the NCAA. They don't stand up to anything. But Joe Manchin and I got together a little over a year ago and said, let's help. All we want to do is get all 50 states doing the same thing on about 5 basic things. If we can do that, I think everything will end up a lot better, and let the NCAA take from there. I don't want to get involved in this other than the fact that we want to make California listen. Hey, listen, you're part of the United States of America. You go by the same rules that everybody else goes. We're going to have a hard time passing it. It's got to go through the House, the Senate, and through the White House. But it's a start. We released it probably about 10 minutes ago, matter of fact. You'll be able to pull it up. It's called the PASS Act. And it needs to be passed. It needs to be law. And again, it's not taking the money away from kids or young people. It's about fairness and doing it the right way and putting education back into what athletics is supposed to be in college. It's not supposed to be just about money.
Hear, hear. And yeah, we need to get it back because I know it was creating all sorts of perverse incentives across the nation. And I'd imagine from reading the breakdown of what's in the PASS Act that y'all took a lot of time to get input from university presidents, from head football coaches around the nation. Is that correct?
Everywhere. Coaches, players, parents, collectives, groups that give money away, presidents, NCAA, Board of Governors. We did our due diligence, and we give them we listened to everybody. And then once we got it finished, then we sent it out to a lot of the commissioners and the conferences. We let them weigh in on it. We made some changes after that. I thought they had some great change. This is not for me or Joe Manchin. This is for our country in terms of college sports. We've got to do something. We can't continue this path of the way it's going, because if we do, we're going to lose women's sports and Olympic sports, because the money comes from football and basketball. And so, again, I want everybody to make money in this. I don't want just a few basketball players or football players. I want everybody to be able to benefit from this, but also understand that it is about education.
Well, and just as a quick follow-up on Title IX, I know the Biden administration was messing around with that, especially on the matter of transgender athletes. Where are we at in that fight?
Oh, they're trying to destroy everything about gender. They don't want to be a gender. They want everybody to be the same, and we all know that's not the way this world runs. They come from a different planet when it comes to this, but they're trying to transition little 4, 5, 6-year-olds into something that they're not. And they want men to be able to participate against women. This ideology, this social justice, identity politics is coming at us, Joy, and every day something changes. They want more, they want more, they want more. How about being an American patriot, paying taxes and making this world better instead of fighting for what you want as an individual, and go by the dang Constitution, read your Bible, and start praying and understand that this world this country was built on Judeo-Christian values, and we're totally away from those right now. And this place up here, you can't find anybody that even considers themselves a Christian.
Oh, wow. Did I see correctly that you said you plan on running again? I know that's 2 years off the next election cycle for you in the Senate, but did I see that correctly?
Yeah, everybody's, they're coming and they say, you're not going to run. What are you talking about? I didn't run for this for one term. Now I'm going to fight like heck to get a Republican Senate. I'm tired of being in the minority. And the only power, Joy, that we have up here is what I'm doing, is holding something, putting a hold on something where, again, they can do these promotions one at a time. It's not that I can't stop them. It's just they can't do all 250 at one time. And they want to do it that way. And we're not going to do it that way. We're going to do them one at a time, and we're going to look at them, we're going to vet them, because I'm telling you, our military has become as woke as some of our schools, our educational systems. It is amazing what they've done. And we have to keep an eye on everything. But right now, the animals are running the zoo up here. The Democrats are just running wild and changing everything. There's not one piece of business sense up here. I want to give you one little stat. And since 2019, we have 332 million people in this country. 6.6 trillion has been spent by this administration. We could have given everybody in this country $400,000, $400,000, but no, they took it and they put in all these social programs, this climate hoax stuff, all these EV giveaways. I mean, they want control of everybody. And folks, if you don't wake up, those of you out there listening, I know there's some Democrats listening. If you don't wake up, what's going to happen is you're going to look up one day going, oh my gosh, what have we done? Because we're not very far from that point of people going to open their eyes and go, this is not America. This is not America anymore. I see it every single day. I'm not up here to invent the wheel, but I'm up here to tell people what's going on. And what's going on is a disaster with your money, with the money that's going not just in this country, it's been spent the wrong way, going to Ukraine. Ukraine can't beat Russia. We knew that from day one. I hadn't voted for one dime. Hey, listen, I'm for Ukraine, and Putin's he's been a thug forever. Right. But let me tell you something. You fight fights that you can win. We always jump in these wars, spend billions and billions of dollars, and we can't win. And we hadn't won a war since World War II. It's just that's what politicians do.
Yeah, moral posturing doesn't win you wars, doesn't win you football games, doesn't win you much anything unless you actually practically implement it.
Exactly.
Well, and before I let you go, one last political question about, this presidential cycle ramping up. It sounds like from all the report I'm seeing, you're very much in the corner of Donald John Trump. Would like to see him back in the White House.
110%. Even more, Joy, since I've been up here. If we don't get somebody in that White House that loves this country, that wants to keep it as a
we're getting
democracy, a republic that's run by a constitution. And so President Trump's coming, I think, a week from Friday to Montgomery. We're going to have a huge crowd. I'm going to get to introduce him. I've got to know him very well since I've been here. Let me tell you something. He is not, of course, he's out there having a fight. It seems like he's fighting every time he gets on TV, but he has to do that, Joy. He has to do that because these crazies go after him. They've already indicted him 3 times. And Joe Biden has gotten billions of dollars, and he's sitting over there in the White House, counting his money. It's absolutely amazing what this country's come to. But yes, I'm 110% behind President Trump.
Well, I look forward. I'll be there that night. Look forward to see you shake your hand, and I look forward to seeing President Trump in person. It'll be the first time for me, and I appreciate your time this afternoon. And we'll have to do this again soon. I really, really do enjoy doing this with you.
Thank you, Joy. Hey, keep up the fight because it is a fight. It's becoming not more than just a fist fight. It's for our country. It really is. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. Again, that's the senior U.S. Senator, Coach Tommy Tuberville. Always appreciate his time. 272-9228 if you want to.